Well, I was scammed in Switzerland. I was scammed in Rapperswil, which is a city near Zurich. Or at least that's what I would have told you if, fortunately, my bank hadn't blocked the transfer I was making because I was really convinced of it. It might be because I worked for 2 weeks, basically 12, 13 hours, and I was literally a zombie. It might be that the scam itself was well executed. I was really falling for it like a fool. I was hanging on to every word she said because in a moment of need, when you need a place to stay, this opportunity comes up. And you, in a moment of stupidity and exhaustion, think to yourself, why is it that for once I don't have any luck in life? Apparently, no, I don't have any luck in life. 3,000 euros is significant. Without my first Swiss paycheck, I must cover insurance and expenses, funding my move. Especially the fact that I'm putting up all the money for moving there. I've already been there for 2 weeks. Someone has to pay for the house, food, expenses, gas, and so on. And to give to a stranger, to a scammer, I don't even know if it's a she or a he, at least from the photos, from the site I talked to. It seems like a she, but we all know that it's probably a scammer in some basement somewhere. Or maybe why not? In Dubai, Bibi comes to Dubai scamming people to pay for it. Besides, we all know that scam gurus have existed long before crypto gurus and so on, that all of this happened. I wasn't even recording other videos for you on the channel, so I recorded everything. I have proof of everything. In fact, I'm also thinking about going to report it, but who am I going to report it to? Good question. There's some news in this city. Right in front, the one with, what's it called? Rapperswil, Iona, if I'm not mistaken. She just replied to me, a landlord of a 50 square meter apartment that apparently I looked up on Google around the buildings. Maybe now we should go check it out. The apartment from outside with a good price of around 900 francs, all included per month to rent. So I wrote to ask if I can see it and if there's a possibility of having a parking space. And I absolutely need a place where I can register my residency, where the mail can arrive to open a bank account. My boss's house, I can't talk, guys. My boss's house is fine for now, but it's not a permanent solution. I need to have a permanent solution, so they let us see it, we'll go check it out. And this city, anyway, I like it aesthetically. I've never really walked around much. But maybe if I can, one of these days, I'll go check it out. Thanks. And that's it. I also went to see the house. Can you believe it? A bit because I was on the bridge that leads to where that house is and it takes about 5 minutes by car. So I also went to check it out. Maybe it's a problem because it's really close to the train station. Hoping that she'll still accept me, but I could probably make it work. The house should be that one, the white one, like that white one over there. I was already here. Let's see, I should change the rims on my car. But here in Switzerland, damn it. Look, they're all eaten up. It's full of tiny sidewalks. I mean, why do you make tiny sidewalks? They're tiny sidewalks. It's 2 centimeters high. What the hell are they for? Just scratching the discs? I wanted to get new ones, but now I'm almost thinking of keeping these until they explode because damn it. I'll show you later. You don't believe me? You think I'm crazy? You say I can't drive? That's absolutely not true. I mean, oh my God, it depends. Look, you who were doubting, can you see well here? Do you see that there's a height difference? This is the height of the difference. Look, this is the height. What the hell is it for? This sidewalk here, doesn't it ruin the car rims? Tell me. Anyway, aside from my existential problems, this condo is really nice. The apartment should be one of these. It's close to the station, so there will be a lot of noise, but I need it anyway. At night, after midnight, the trains run very infrequently. We really hope that you accept me, that you reply to my email. I would like to see it, I want to take it, but I really need this house starting next month. But from the 1st of next month, it should be this part, here. Therefore, I recommend that if you are looking for a house in Zurich, Switzerland, go and see it first. Then fill out the form and give it to the landlord. If someone asks you for money in advance to pay it into a site, into an account, into an IBAN, don't do it. 99% of the time, it's a scam. Just like I was doing. Fortunately, Banco BPM blocked the transfer for me. I thank Banco BPM. If you want to sponsor me, sign up. Of course, will never happen. Luckily, I also asked my cousin for help because I was really very tired. I wasn't very clear-headed. I had worked a lot. I drove for a lot of hours, slept very little, and he realized that the site was... Morgan. A day has passed. I was tired, guys. I couldn't record, so I'm doing it now. I'm talking to the guy about the house. the one I showed in the video hoping that everything was fine, never answered me again. Since last night I told him, look, unfortunately I can't, because he basically wants, since he lives in England, he wants to set up his Airbnb so that I deposit 900 euros, I make a deposit of 900 euros. If I end up taking the house, that deposit becomes the first month's rent. If I decide not to keep the house, I just need to cancel the Airbnb. If I end up taking the house, that deposit becomes the first month's rent. If I decide not to keep the house, I just need to cancel the Airbnb and I get my money back. Like he says, it feels a bit like a scam, to be honest, because there weren't even any photos of the house, but I don't know. I'll see for a moment what to say and what not to say, because there weren't even any photos of the house, but I don't know. See for a moment what he has to say and what he doesn't have to say, and I'll keep you updated. I have to say, if the house is really there, I'm very interested. It's convenient. It saves me 10 minutes of travel every morning. Let's see, come on, let's stay positive. Let's hope for the best. At least I'll solve it once. For everyone, this situation with the house, and then we'll also see about work, because there's some news. It's getting really heavy, so many things to clean, so many things to do, and there are only 2 of us. And the guy from the laundry comes sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't. It's a bit of a mess, honestly. But let's see, little by little, day by day. They seem to be happy that I'm here. But honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Day by day, let's do a little recap. How it happened. I was on the bridge recording some videos and heading to work. I get this email about an ad I had replied to a week earlier. In Switzerland, they reply to you after a week. Sometimes for house listings, because there are so many people looking for a place, and I was all happy and excited because it was an amazing apartment. In many quotes, they are small, but in the city that interests me and at a great price. A price that was slightly higher than what I'm currently paying for my room. And if you don't know which room I'm talking about, I have a room for rent, and I even made a video about it, and this is the video where I moved to Switzerland. Go check it out. Everything was perfect, and that's my first suspicion came up. But between work and the fact that it was the first few weeks, I was a bit excited, a bit overwhelmed, and very tired because we had the opening and we had to organize the entire management of the restaurant, so it wasn't easy at all. It's not any easier now, but the first days were really a nightmare. I didn't pay much attention to it, especially since for the moment we were only communicating via email. This lady replies to me saying, look, I lived for a while in Rapperswil, which is the city I'm interested in. I don't live there anymore for work. I have this apartment, I'm renting it out. I ask her if everything is okay, if I can register my residence there, if there's parking, and she tells me, yes, you can definitely register your residence there. There's parking included, so you're good. The expenses are around 1,000 francs, about 1,100 francs a month, with all expenses included. Where's the problem? She says to me, I'll also show you the email because I have the email too. I am currently in England. I can't take any time off because I've already done that once. I showed up there, and in the end, the person decided not to take the apartment. So I lost 2 days and a lot of money on the trip. And right there, I started to feel suspicious, honestly. But I have a solution. She tells me the solution is Airbnb. Just so you know, Airbnb is a website where you can rent out one of your homes. So it's reliable. You still have to submit the documents. You can't just do whatever you want. There are procedures. If my suspicions were rising, Airbnb came along and threw a blanket over them, because I've been using it for many years and I've never had any major issues. Let's say it's not nonsense. She says to me, look, I can't come, but we can use Airbnb, which is an international site where you deposit the money with them. They take care of it for you and you can get a refund if you don't like the place. In the meantime, though, you go see it. So yes, it usually works like this, except that the cancellation of the house itself was the day after, arrival day. So, gave you 1 day to see it. And even there, it could work, in many quotes, with that Airbnb house we're looking at. The person who owns the house wants a deposit of 2 months rent plus first month's rent directly to her Airbnb, because she lives in England and has to come here. So since the last time she came here for nothing, because in the end they didn't take the house. She wants the deposit, hoping it's not a scam. But there's free cancellation up until the day you stop entering the house at midnight. So for example, I arrive in the morning, I look at the house, I don't like it, I cancel the house, I get my money refunded directly from Airbnb. So not from her, it's deposited with Airbnb. Otherwise, she receives the money for the first month plus the deposit, plus the security deposit, which is about 3,000 euros. I have to clear 3,000 euro, but the Banco app doesn't work. It won't let me in. It won't let me make the transfer. I put the Italian SIM back in because they told me I had to put the Italian SIM back in for support, and it wiped all my data. The biggest suspicion hit me when I had to make a transfer, because does Airbnb use PayPal or do they use credit cards where they charge the amount and they only take it after the date you made the reservation? Okay, but anyway, being abroad, being in another country, I said, okay, let's see how much she wants etc., etc. She wanted the first month's rent, so 900 or something. Make it easier, let's say 1,000 plus 2 months rent as a deposit, which is normally what you do. For a very normal house in Switzerland, 2 or 3 months rent. It's just that in Switzerland, 1 month's rent for a 50, 60 square meter house, if you're lucky, is at least 1,000 euros. So in total, I had to pay about 2,700 euros up front. Let's say 3,000 to make everything easier. She sends me this Airbnb listing. There's the website, there are the reviews. There's the photo, the name matches her name, the one used for the email. I checked all these things, I looked at the reviews, but guys, I was inattentive, I was tired. So I decided to say, screw it, I trust her and I'll try to make this transfer. I try to make the transfer and I see that the bank blocks it. It gives me an error, it won't let me make the transfer. So I called the bank to understand what the problem is. In the meantime, I had changed my phone. I bought this iPhone here and there's a video about it too, check it out. And the fact that I changed my phone blocked my access credentials, which is a security measure they use in case they steal your phone, etc., etc. So when you change the SIM, you put in another one, the bank gets blocked and you have to unlock it. And luckily that's how it happened. Because then I went back to Italy, I called the bank and they told me, look, we can't unlock it for you. It was a Friday, you need to unlock it next Monday. Honestly, I was a bit pissed off because I was thinking, damn, what does someone in need do? Then I show the phone to my cousin and I say, but why don't you take a look at this ad? Because it seems truthful, but it's a bit suspicious, right? I tell him it's a bit too good to be true. But whatever, I'm putting my hands up, maybe for once I'll get lucky in life. It's not like that. It wasn't like that at all. He looks at the ad for literally 30 seconds. A sharp person, a person who has rested, is not someone who comes from 10 days of work, 12, 13 hours of work and 4 hours of driving, 2 hours of sleep. And he tells me, look, the site is well done, but it's a copy. Because if you look at the reviews, they're all perfect. And you want someone who writes a review not to make a grammatical mistake, especially in Italy. Then if you try to click on info, help, it doesn't take you anywhere. So what did this scammer, this person do? She made a copy of the Airbnb site and put it online. And when you went, it was the same. On Airbnb, there were photos, reviews, descriptions, and everything. But she made a copy of the homepage, so if you tried to click on other pages, it wouldn't take you anywhere. And it's a fundamental thing for anyone who shops online and has to deal with large amounts. You need to check these things. Normally I used to do it too, but this time I got caught up in the desire to solve the house problem and I didn't do it. A serious mistake, guys. If it hadn't been for the bank and my cousin's help, I would have 3,000 less now. 1,000 euros less and one more scam. And the worst part is that I would have enriched some moronic scammer somewhere in the world who lives off these things. Here, scamming people who need it, and this is the worst thing, because if I'm okay with losing 3,000 euros, not to give it to these people, I'd rather really donate it to charity. But here, let's move further along. I have to get the house. I'm renting a room where I can't register my residency. Do I need to open a bank account? Let's say it's all a mess. Let's move further along. So I'm making this video to tell you that yes, scams, guys, exist even in Switzerland, which is a pretty safe country compared to others. You have to be super careful because if in one country they scam you out of 400 euros, in Switzerland they can scam you out of 4,000. So, especially if you're not convinced, they tell you to make strange wire transfers, various things, to deposit money on weird sites. Always try to click on the help section, the info section. Don't stop at the first page, look closely, check the reviews from other people. It's impossible that at least 1 out of 10 doesn't have a grammatical error. So there you realize it's fake. When you click on the info button, on the help button, it doesn't take you anywhere. It gets stuck, guys. A site like Airbnb, which is an international site that operates all over the world. You shouldn't have these kinds of problems. So if it doesn't work, it means you're on one of those classic clone sites, fake sites. So be careful, please don't fall for it like I did because I'm a big softie, literally. I'll eat anything they sell me. Luckily, really, for that little bit of luck, it didn't happen. But you all be careful, because when you have more needs, that's when an opportunity arises for a scammer to take some of your money. And when you have needs, you don't have money to spare. And this is the story of how I almost got scammed in Repelvier. In Zurich, near Zurich, what the hell, I'll call it that. And it's very, very embarrassing for me that I've always been online and I fall for this bullshit here, really embarrassing. And if you have stories like that, write them below in the comments. I'm curious to understand if I'm the only idiot or if it happened to you too. And especially to understand how many scummy scammers are out there in Switzerland. Please write it down for me in the comments below. That said, guys, I thank you for watching this video. I hope I was helpful to you. I hope I managed to save you from some scams like this because it's a lot of money after all. That said, please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and always check the link in the description. Because there are things that come directly from Amazon to your home, so no, it's not a scam. And if you don't like it, you just return it. One thing you can do is that if I had sent that bank transfer, I would have really regretted it. I thank you, and we'll see you in the next video of the Swiss series.